Friday, September 9th for Southwest Tech. Sorry about the delay, but technical difficulties. First item called to order, public comments. Anybody,
Just go, okay. We have a meeting, we have a vote coming up tomorrow about the Spinelli Field complex. Really isn't about the complex, this is about a damn turf field, which we do not need, and it's a money pit. You've got the NFL getting rid of all their fields because of injuries and it's not safe to play on it. So these companies are targeting the high schools, and some of these schools are getting stuck on stupid because they're being played. But that's okay, probably gonna go through that, I hope that doesn't pass, but if it does, then they'll pay the price later on, because this is gonna cost a hell of a lot more. And I'll quote Ed Woods on the select board, it's only gonna be the price of a pizza, $25. But anyway, that's my.
I was, not to be funny.
Yeah.
But I was reading somewhere that boards are not supposed to be commenting on political issues. Because I noticed there was one selectman here in town that was doing the opposite of you. They were for the field and.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
Saying that this, and they were called out, saying that that's none of their business. They do what they want to do, but they shouldn't make their feelings public at a meeting.
Okay.
If they're in a bar or at the Chipotle, they do what they like, but,
Yeah.
in a public meeting, so, we have to be careful of the comments that we make at a public meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, next item is executive session confidential attorney-client under 1 VSA 3131 sub F.
I just ask that you invite me and Rebecca Tattersall into executive session.
We have a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Executive session was informative and we are taking no action. Okay, consent agenda. First, minutes from the RGB full board meeting, August 19th.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, payroll warrants, 2,000, 5,000, 7.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on the payroll? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Vendor warrants, 1,006.
Move it.
Second.
Any questions on the vendor warrants? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the cash flow revenue were in your Dropbox. Committee reports, policy, they met.
Yes, we met. Thank you, Ken. We really discussed two policies, although we had a full meeting. There were technical difficulties, but we rose above. We discussed the policy having to do with use of cell phones in the school. We're going to be discussing that more so at our next policy committee meeting, which running with Sandy and John Lamson for the date of the next meeting. That being said, I welcome any input from any of you or anybody on the board regarding that policy, which is C5084, use of personal use of wireless communication. I certainly will be looking more into this issue. That way we are more prepared for the next meeting. But as I said, please join policy committee meetings. I know it's a lot of wordy work, although I appreciate anybody who would like to join for that. We also discussed, okay, let's see, where is it? The policy regarding, was it 5140? Which has to do with, oh gosh. Yeah, concussion policy, thank you, Leon. So we have moved that to the full board for warning, so I don't know if we want to do that now. That would be my recommendation, because we discussed that. And that is a policy that we should have in the books sooner than later.
not on.
Say it's not on the agenda, there's a warning though. Okay. Well, then for next month. Next month, that's very good. And that does it for policy. Please, consider joining our committee. That way we can, regularly meet for it. Thank you. Yeah, so my last comment would be, yes, we could have that at the next agenda. That would be appreciated. And that is policy, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then we can have a motion to warn your policy on the
I'll
concussion.
make the motion.
See, because of the notification to the public,
It's not on the.
So it's not under action item.
it's not on the action item, it's not on here, so we can't do it until the next.
I'll
meeting.
withdraw the motion.
Okay, we'll hold back. Thank you. Thank you for the work on this. Okay, then we have a report of the Education and Facilities Committee.
Yes, well, there was a nice group of people down there. So John and I were there, and in Anthony's absence, I ran the meeting. But basically, it was updates from Meg, which I won't spoil, presenting her superintendent's report, a lot of quality measure stuff, so. That's really it. Anything else, John? Did I see that? It's pretty thorough. Yep. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll just make note in the minutes, Sandy, you said Sharpie Company, it's just Jim Sharpie is, just Jim Sharpie. That's it for Ed and facilities.
okay, action items, nomination, work-based learning coordinator.
Yes, so I bring before you the nomination of Alexandria Justice Elwell Zayas as our work-based learning coordinator to replace Wendy Klein Fowler. Ally, which is what she goes by, Ally has a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, and an associate's degree. Her work experience includes, most recently working at 2U EDX Incorporated as an admissions coordinator for 8 years, where she assisted in onboarding at least 30 admission counselors. 2U EDX Incorporated works with various post-secondary institutions. And namely, she assisted students in pursuing degrees in social work. She has a lot of human resource experience through the onboarding of 30 admission counselors in that position. She also, for 2 years, worked as an advisor for a community service club with Arlington Memorial High School students, which provides her that experience that we need in working with our current high school students. Ally has a lot of connections within the Bennington community, the Arlington community, as well as Manchester. You'll notice that she also was an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer coordinator for a year. We did receive between 12 to 14 applications, and we have interviewed 6 candidates.
We have motion to accept the nomination.
Second.
Okay, any questions?
I noticed here, Meg, that you have the Vermont Crime Center, VCIC, and some other background check types, and I see that they were all started on August 28th. But I don't see anything for completed there.
Yep, the Child Protective Registry and the Vulnerable Adult Abuse, both of them have come back. They have been completed, so she's fine there, but the VCIC is the fingerprint one that takes longer. That's typical, that it takes longer, at least a couple of weeks for that.
Is the person able to start without having?
Yep.
Okay, then all in favor of nomination of Ally Zayas? Raise your hand. Aye. Thank you. And the, advisors.
Okay, so for the CTSO advisor nomination forms, so our CTSOs are basically our student organizations where our students participate in both statewide and national competitions. We bring before you a few nominations. The first nomination is for Kristen Barrett, to be the FBLA CTSO advisor, for this coming school year. We're gonna do one at a time, I
No,
assume.
we'll do all three together.
Okay. The second one would be for Catherine Slade, to be the CTSO advisor for the Health Organization Student Association. And then the third nomination would be for Nicholas Delory to be the ProStart advisor.
So moved.
Sorry, motion to approve all three for CTSO advisors.
I'll second it.
Second, thank you. Any, questions? Seeing none, I'll, yeah, go ahead.
The same question I had for the work-based learning coordinator, the criminal background check, those are all where most have come in, right?
So those, they're all on file because they're current employees here, so they've been done,
Okay, very good.
They're all, yeah.
they're all set.
Well,
Okay, very good.
all in favor? Aye. Thank you, superintendent report.
Okay, I might need Becky to help me share my screen here. Yes, thank you for bearing with me here. Okay, so each year the AOE defines program quality measures for all of our programs. And what I wanted to do, share with you what the new program quality measures are for this coming school year here at Southwest Prep. Just to give you an idea of what our teachers are working on this school year, as well as a reflection of the rigor of each of our career and tech ed programs. So on the first slide, it goes through accounting and finance, automotive technology, and building trades. So the first column lists our program, the second column lists the AOE program quality measures. Those are program quality measures that the state says our programs need to offer. The next column describes what is embedded into the Southwest Tech curriculum. The last column are just notes. And in that note section, I stated whether or not moving into this school year, the program currently meets the AOE requirements, or if they need to add something to their curriculum this school year. Just so you know, this information came out this summer. So it wasn't, if things were changed in the program quality measures, you know, teachers are just learning about it at the start of this school year. So just kind of keep that in mind for those programs that need to add things to their programs. It's new information for them. But they'll be working on that this school year in order to bring their program and to meet those requirements. You'll notice in the slideshow, though, many of the programs pretty much go above and beyond what the requirements are. For accounting and finance, that program offers office accounting, which is 3 college credits at CCV, as well as a tier 2 IRC, which is called Test Out Microsoft Certification for those students. In automotive technology, that program offers actually 5 tier 2 IRCs above and beyond the AOE requirement. So he has various certifications within there that are embedded into his curriculum. Building trades follows the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research curriculum. In that program, he currently covers the level 1 carpentry as well as the construction core introductory craft skills. He will need to add either 2 more modules of that curriculum this year, or the roofing and framing, roof framing module, which he is currently researching, which he will do. Slide 3. Okay, sorry about that. Slide 3 covers business management, cosmetology, culinary arts, and forestry and heavy equipment. Business management, she will be looking at adding an additional tier 2 IRC. Currently, she offers an introduction to business, which is 3 college credits through CCV, as well as the Test Out Microsoft certification, which is a tier 2 IRC. Cosmetology students work on prepping for their Vermont cosmetologist license. And within that program, students must accrue 1,000 class and lab hours in order to obtain that license. Culinary arts offers ServSafe Manager, which is a tier 2 IRC. And he also offers 2 college courses, both are through White Mountain Community College. One is a 2-credit college course in safety and sanitation, and one is a 3-credit course on culinary foundations. Forestry and heavy equipment offers 2 tier 2 IRCs, so he meets the AOE requirements. One is game of logging levels 1 through 4. And then the other one is the CDL. He is looking at adding additional tier 2 IRCs within that program as well. The next slide covers graphic arts, human services, and law enforcement. In graphic arts, you'll notice that, that program offers 3 Tier 2 IRCs and 3 college credits above and beyond what the AOE requires. That program also has a couple of college courses that are pending, typography and graphic arts too, which means once those are set in place, students that complete the graphic arts 2-year program can actually graduate high school with 12 college credits, which is huge. That's a semester of college. Human Services this year will be embedding introduction to early childhood education into her curriculum, as well as introduction to Human Services. Both are 3 college credit courses. Both are through CCV. In that program, students also have the opportunity to participate in the early childhood pre-apprenticeship program. For law enforcement this semester, she is offering introduction to criminal justice, which is 3 college credits through CCV, as well as law enforcement in America, which is 3 college credits also at CCV. And the last slide covers manufacturing and welding technologies, medical professions, and video productions. Manufacturing this year will continue to, continue to offer the American Welding Society Tier 2 IRCs for the 1G and the 2G. That instructor will do what the previous instructor did, which is work with an instructor at Stafford Tech, so that our students can become certified in those areas. In order to do the 1G and 2G testing on students, you have to become certified. Our previous instructor was not, our current instructor is not right now, but will be looking into obtaining that certification for himself so that he can then offer testing here. So that program right now meets the AOE requirements. Medical professions in that program, she offers various IRCs, including basic life support, Heart Saver First Aid, and Heart Saver Bloodborne Pathogens. She also offers human biology and medical terminology. Each of those courses are 3 college credits through CCV. And then finally, video productions offers a number of Tier 2 IRCs. This year, he is adding Adobe Certified Professional After Effects. He has offered and will continue to offer Adobe Certified Professional, Adobe Premiere Pro, and 2 college courses, which are Digital Filmmaking 1 and Digital Filmmaking 2. Each of those courses are 3 college credits at CCV. And then the last slide, all of our students have the opportunity to earn the National Career Readiness Certificate through their performance on the ACT WorkKeys assessments. The National Career Readiness Certificate is considered a Tier 2 IRC, and students can earn levels 5 through 7, depending on how they perform on those 3 ACT WorkKeys assessments. We offer those assessments in the fall and then in the spring. Questions?
Will we be able to get a copy? I mean, we see it here, but I don't know how that's gonna come up in the minutes. Oh, we got some on the table. Oh, okay, because I didn't see it.
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Well, I was just trying to, the reason I was looking, I was just at, and I'll comment at the end of the meeting about something.
Yeah,
else.
it's
That's all.
basically a copy of the slideshow.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks.
Sounds like.
This is really the teachers, honestly. The teachers have to do the work to embed the tier 2 IRC curriculum or the college course curriculum into their programs. And, many times our new teachers are also going back to school in the teacher prep program. So they're trying to balance working full-time, going to school part-time, and then integrating all of these important credentials for our students into their programs. So kudos to the teachers for the hard work of embedding it into their curriculum. So.
Thank you. Superintendent, I just have a question. Is the building trades going to continue working with the Little League?
Yes.
Are they-
Yes,
Looks nice. The only other thing I have is don't forget the annual meeting of the School Board Association up at Lake Maury. It's at the end of October. If you're interested, you can sign up, VSBA.com. Or, right, she can send you. Anybody else have any comments at all before we adjourn?
Sure.
Yeah, Leon.
Yes, I'll follow up with part of the meeting for May. The VSAB, Vermont School Board Association met this past week, and I noticed that we had some new names on there, but no, in terms of people that had inquired, but it was just myself and a representative from Arlington and Manchester and so forth, and it had about 80-some people throughout the state to talk about the regional school board. One of the things that they talked about in there was the quality standards for the state. And then what Meg just broke out is the actual quality standards that led off of that act and suggested the technical centers for this one specifically along this line. But I did want to, before I go, Jackie Kelly was a board member here, and she was a member that helped work on the quality standards. She was no longer with us as a board member of working on that, but someday in the future, there would be an opportunity for somebody else to come up with work on the quality standards. They listed all the people that was there. That was and then now at the meeting that the Vermont School Board Association, the regional meeting, I brought up to interim's school board Sanders the information about technical education. And I made a point of talking about the money flow of students to the technical center and the reluctance of host schools to turn students over because they have a money problem following the students and so forth. So I just wanted you to know, I did bring up things about technical schools, and I said, when we looked at that standard and so forth, what's going on in terms of how education is supposed to look like in Vermont, it wasn't a lot that showcased technical education. And I made that a point as well. So to get it on record that we're concerned about how well technical education is being managed in terms of finance and the release of students. Because what they have in there, that all students are supposed to be eligible and supposedly be able to get the technical education, but you notice that we don't get them. And all the other technical centers are having the same type of problem. You just don't get the students for various reasons. And I wanted that committee to look into that so that we can start to get some relief on getting more students based on the fact of the community's need in the state of Vermont. That I pointed out, this is not a big industry state. And so you got small pops and mom pops, people that having to do certain types of jobs that are small that need to be trained through the technical center.
Leon, thank you for bring that up. I did sign up for an account with them. I spoke to, yeah, really super helpful, super nice. I signed up for an account so I can access all the resources. They do a lot. It's slow reading, so I'm not completely up to speed. It's probably already on for many years. It totally unrelated, so thank you for the recommendation, Leon. Unrelated, the very first meeting that I attended here, we did a really killer tour of the building trades spot, and I was jealous, and if I could lift that much weight, I would have taken a few pieces of equipment. Really, really beautiful place. I'd like to see our next morning meeting. I know it's disruptive, I'm sure. I'd want to see more like I'd like to see what we're supporting. If we can arrange for that, say in our next morning get together. Or when it.
So that'll be November.
Yeah,
November meeting.
that is cool.
November.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other, yes, Becky?
I just want to go back to the Lake Moran meeting, October 24th and 25th. The 24th is the pre-conference, the 25th is the conference. If you plan on attending that conference and you register, a couple of things to keep in mind. They ask you not to abbreviate the school, so you would have to write out, if you're representing us, you'd have to write out the Southwest Vermont Regional Technical School District, so we get notified and we get the invoice for you participating in that. If you plan on staying overnight, there's a place on the registration form that you indicate you are, that is not going to get you the hotel room. That just says, yes, I'm gonna be here. What you need to do is please reach out to myself or Kathy Vosberg here at Southwest Tech and let us know that you plan on staying overnight. We will make sure and take care of the accommodations for you, but please don't call us the day of and expect that we can make miracles happen. So plan ahead. If you plan on attending and staying overnight, give us as much heads up as you can, and we will make sure that that room accommodation is taken care of. You need to do the registering online, but indicate our school and that you're staying overnight, and we will take care of the rest. If you have questions about it, if you're online registering and you have a question, please feel free to give me a call here at school and I'll try to help you. But we will take care of it if you want to stay overnight. You just need to let us know.
Where is that?
Lake
Don't
Moran.
worry.
Yeah.
Did you mention what day of the week?
Thursday, Friday. Thursday, Friday.
Up to 91, so it's past the dark.
Yeah, and they
Go
said,
past the White River Junction.
The
for a
date?
while.
Oh, it's way, okay, like, really?
they said,
Yeah.
Just another reminder, we had already voted when we voted the dates in the calendar, but for the month of October, for the month of October, we pushed the meeting date 1 week later because the 14th is a holiday in October. So if you remember, I don't have my calendar right up in front of me.
Maybe the 21st.
21st. So it will be the 21st. We had agreed to that when we reviewed all the dates in the meeting. It will be the 21st, and that one is a 4 p.m. meeting. So October 21st, 4 p.m., not the 14th because it is a holiday. The building will be closed that day.
Thank you for reminding.
I've been going, and so, because I represented both SVSU, Mount Anthony, and the Career Development Center, I think I paid for it through Mount Anthony last year, so I'm gonna, excuse me, Career Development Center is gonna pay for it this time. So we have voting things that's supposed to take place, and so you'll need if no one goes with me or if somebody else goes, you can have a person to vote on the different resolutions that take place in terms of the school board system. But they should be, everybody should have got a book like this. This one just came in the mail. And then the latest one that tell you about all of the things about the 24th and the 25th and so forth. this. I would like to very much see us someday have some representation from the Career Development Center, participate and present stuff at this forum. And they do work for people, to school districts and things, to present information on online, because they have that part of the program. So, some, thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none, motion to adjourn,
So.
second, all in favor?
Aye.